Welcome back, everyone. We have come to Revelation chapter 12. I'm Robert Craig, and this is just an old man reading from his Bible, the Holy Bible, King James Version, the only Bible I use. Let's get right into chapter 12. And we had just passed the end of the trumpet period. And now we have an interlude where we have some heavenly pageantry that's displayed for the prophet. Chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. This symbolism here represents the nation of Israel, and the 12 stars for a crown. Of course, that's the 12 tribes, and the dragon knows that prophecy is being fulfilled, and that one is coming who will put an end to his works and regain everything that he has stolen. His tail, sweeping a third part of the stars out of heaven, that is his rebellion, and the fact that he convinces 1/3 of the angelic host that he can be victorious, and they join his cause and rebel against God. But he is trying to stop this birth. You remember how Herod was instrumental in the slaughter of the innocents in Bethlehem. He was trying to do Satan's work and eliminate this promised child that was given to Israel. All babies under 2 years old were slaughtered. Of course, Joseph, Mary, and Jesus were long gone by that time. And in the Gospels, we see that there was a wailing herd in Ephrath, or Bethlehem, and it was Rachel weeping for her children because they were not. Of course, Rachel was one of the wives of Jacob. She was the mother of Benjamin, and she died and was buried under an oak just a little way from Bethlehem. And of course, Christ was caught up to God in his throne, where he has been seated at his right hand. Verse 6, And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. So you see, we've jumped all the way from the prophecies to the birth of Christ to the ascension of Christ. It's kind of a thumbnail sketch of God's redemptive timeline. And having failed to stop the work of this Redeemer, what does Satan do? When here we are at the second half of the tribulation, And the woman, Israel, has fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Well, that's 3.5 years. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So there's a certain period where, even though they've joined Satan, they still have access to heaven. But there's going to come this battle when they will no longer have any access. In verse 8 it says, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ, his anointed one. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before God, before our God, day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. Now see, he sees that she is escaping into the desert. In verse 14 we see, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time. Same thing that was mentioned in verse 6. She has a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And that's the same length of time as a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. He can't get to the place where they're going, but he can try to cut them off before they get there. Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. This is a remake of a previous recording of chapter 12. I always audit my videos, and I must have been really tired, because I stumbled over my tongue at least 3 times, and I misstated things like a confused old man. Well, I felt a little sharper tonight, so I redid. And I'm going to delete the old version of chapter 12. For now, though, I'll just say, will the Lord bless this reading of his Holy Scripture. And I appreciate everybody that is watching these videos with me. Feel free to subscribe, to share. It's all in public domain. And if you like what you saw, well then give me a thumbs up. But I'll see you next time.